So this is a question from the review for test 1. This is question 1H, and you can expect to see something like this on the test because it's an ugly question because it's got so much going on. So this is part of our order of operations, and the first thing that we're going to do is we need to get rid of our bracket, which is here. However, within this squiggly bracket, we have a smaller bracket, and that is what we first need to work with. So the first thing that we're going to do is work through and get rid of that inner bracket. So our 23 minus 2 and the squiggly bracket will still be the same, and that negative 17 and that negative 5 still stays there. So the first thing that we're going to do is tackle this inner bracket. Now, I keep the brackets around because it reminds me that that negative 5 will eventually be multiplied by whatever number we actually get to. So even within this bracket, you must recognize that it is 11 multiplied by 3 and then negative 5 multiplied by 6. So in our BEDMAS rules, we always do the multiplication or division prior to our adding and subtracting. So the first thing we're going to do is multiply 11 by 3, which gives us 33. And then we have the negative 5 multiplied by 6, which will give us negative 30. So I'm still keeping those brackets because, again, we're still not done. And it also reminds me that we will eventually be multiplying. So if we continue on, okay, we still have got that squiggly bracket because we are going to now finish and complete this little bracket here. So we still have that negative 17 and we have that negative 5, but now we have 33 subtract 30, which will give us a positive 3, and then we have multiply by 3 minus 24. We still have that squiggly bracket, negative 2, negative 3 multiplied by a negative 5. Okay? Just as a side note here, as I'm just looking at my work, in our second line here, I actually forgot to bring down that multiplied positive 3. Okay? So just as a quick, reminder that even though, we write out lines all the time, make sure that you are still paying attention, because I actually missed that 3 in that second line, but I remembered to incorporate it into that third. So again, that could be a reason why you're not getting a correct answer if you're not annotating properly. Okay? So now we have that 23, negative 2 still. And now we're going to finish off and break this bracket. So we still have that negative 17. We have negative 5 multiplied by positive 3, which will give us a negative 15. And then we have a multiplication of 3, and then that negative 24. And we still have these multiplications to do. So the question is now becoming clearer or simpler to deal with, because even though we still have brackets, we've eliminated some of the brackets. Okay? So when we look at this inner bracket and we're going to solve for this, you have a negative 17 and you have a negative 15, but it's multiplied by 3. So again, even though there is not brackets within brackets, we've gotten rid of those, the BEDMAS rules still apply. We must get rid of the multiplication before we do the adding and subtracting. Okay, so that negative 17 isn't going to go anywhere, but now we have negative 15 multiplied by positive 3, which will give us that negative 45, and then we have that negative 24 continuing. Okay, now it's just a simple case of that negative, we're adding another negative and another negative to that. So we have 23, just keeping the brackets, negative 17, and we're adding an additional negative 5 and an additional negative 24 gives us a total of negative 86. And then we've got that negative 2 multiplied by that negative 3 and negative 5. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of any brackets and just have through our multiplication. So we have that 23, Negative 2 multiplied by negative 86 will give us a positive 172. Negative 2 multiplied by negative 3 gives us a positive 6, and we still have that negative 5 there, which gives us 23 plus 172 minus 30, because we have a positive 6 and we're multiplying it by negative 5. And now we're down to just adding and subtracting our value. So 23 plus 172, and then we take away 30 from that, will actually give us a final answer of positive 165. So I hope this helps if you're struggling with some of these longer BEDMAS questions. So even within brackets, you still follow those rules of multiplication, division first, followed by adding and subtracting. If we had an exponent in this question, we would first need to get rid of the exponent, because that's that first law of rules of operations next to the brackets.